In this video, I will demonstrate how to send an email using ActionFlow. You may want to send an email as part of your normal job process. So if that's the case, we'll go to Processes, and perhaps you want to send an email after you've scheduled the template to let your customer know the date of the template. So if that's the case, we can select this small down arrow in the green. It also looks like this larger arrow. We're going to add a new action with the green plus sign, and I'm going to call this action Email Template Day. Click OK. In the bottom right hand side, we now have this action called Email Template Day, and in the Advanced Options section, there's a comment box, and if you right click the comment box, it will pull up the body of the email. If we click Rich Text, we can now edit both the subject and body of this email. So I'm going to call this Template Date for You. In the body, we can say Dear, and we have a few different variables you can use for both the user and the name of your customer. So in this case, we want to follow the script that says parent name is for the name of the customer. So we're going to say $parent name. Your template is scheduled for, and now I will do $scheduled time. Thank you. I will now do $username, which is going to be my username or the username of the current user, and user email. The email also allows you to add logos as JPEG or PNG files. So I'm going to choose a JPEG file, copy, and paste it into the email. Okay, and make sure to save. Now we go into the left-hand action definitions, and I'm going to find my email template date action and scroll to the right and select method as email parent. Save. You may want to attach a specific event to your email as a calendar attachment. So in this case, we probably want to attach the scheduled template. So I'm going to click the green plus sign, and this is a required action. So we need to have the template and the required type needs to be scheduled. So we want to schedule the template and then put that date into your email. So save. So the scheduled template is associated with Email Template Day. I can now go back to my home screen and my test customer, Alan. I have already put a template on the calendar for 5/1/20. So if I say, okay, I've scheduled my template, Email Template Day will pop up. When I click Done on Email Template Day, that email will pop up. So you can see the name of the customer and the scheduled time, my username, email, and the logo. Down here you can see this scheduled template day is already included as a calendar attachment. If you want, you can change the calendar attachment by clicking this grid and selecting the day that you would like to include in your email. Up here, the email is from me and it's to a supposed customer. The information that you send in an email through ActionFlow will be saved in your action history. But if you'd like the email to also be sent into your email, into your inbox, you will want to include your name in the to. You'll want to send it to yourself. If not, it won't automatically go into your inbox. So I'm going to click OK, and it will send. You may also want to send a generic email not associated with your actual job process. So in that case, you'll still go to job processes, but you'll start at the action definitions in the bottom left. So I'll click the green plus sign. I'm going to rename this new action definition just plain email and save. Now I will go find that action, and I'm going to scroll to the left and right click on the comment box and click rich text. And now I can just say maybe ActionFlow email. We're going to do the same thing as before, so we have the same variables down here. So I'll say dear parent name. Maybe you can say just checking in on your countertops. Best. This time I'm going to say the same thing, username, and then add a logo using a JPEG or PNG file. So I copied and pasted my logo into our email. I'll click OK, and I want to click Tab and try to see if it saves, but it looks like it might have auto-saved. So now we're going to scroll to the right, and where it says method, we're going to name this email parent. So it's the email parent method, and now I will save. If you go back to your home tab and find your customer, I can now add an action, and this time that action is email. If I click done, my email is now ready to go. Again, if you want to send the email to yourself, you'll hit semicolon, and then you want to add your email so that it will also go to your inbox. The email will automatically, again, be saved into ActionFlow, but if you also want it in your ActionFlow or in your Outlook email, you'll want to put your own email here. You can also include a generic calendar attachment, so maybe we will visit next week, and then you could just add a calendar attachment as well. And when I click OK, that email will be sent. Lastly, if you want to send an email that has your specific email signature, then you'll want to go to Processes, and we'll have another action, but this time we're going to call it Email from Grace. We don't want it to be a generic email because you want this just to be specific to you. So I'm going to hit Tab and save. I'm going to find Email from Grace and scroll to the left and right click. So I still want to call this just ActionFlow email, and we can still say dear parent name, but I'm just going to make it a template, and I will say best. Now, if you have a basic email signature, if you just want to include basic information, you may not need, you can just do what we did before, where you just include your username and your user email, which will automatically populate and include your logo. But if you have, a more complicated email signature that has other details, what you want to do is take a screenshot or take a snip and save it as a JPEG or PNG, and I'm going to right click and paste. And notice this had a link functionality before, so it'll lose that functionality, but it will allow you to include this information in your email. And I'll just say OK, and I want to hit Tab and make sure that's going to save. So now I'll scroll over and make sure to select the method as email parent like before and save. And then I'm just going to double check that looks like that didn't save. So sometimes this happens. So you just want to, if it doesn't save, sometimes you want to hit Tab as many times as you can and wait for that save button to appear. So I'm going to include username and user email, and then again, I already have my email signature. I'll hit close, and let's see if I can. Now I hit Tab that time, and now I'm able to hit save. So that should have saved those comments. Okay, so now I can go back to the home and go back to my client or customer, and I now have the option to send a generic email that would include my username, or this email from Grace, which includes my email signature. So now I can say, Dear Alan, just wanted to see how the countertops were doing. And I can, now that this is done editing, I can click OK. And then when I click done, it'll open up this email box. And again, if I want the email to be sent to myself, I'll just include my personal email in the I hit I did a semicolon and then my name. And now I can click OK, and that will send. So this concludes the video dedicated to sending emails from ActionFlow.